Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to section 3.4. This is entitled Intercept Form. All right. Everything we've done so far in chapter 3 has built on top of each other, leading to this point. Okay. Intercept form is y equals a plus bx. Some of you who have had practical algebra with me may know it as y equals mx plus b. They're the same thing. Our book just calls it two different things. Okay, so what's going to happen here is you're going to get a table, and they're going to say, okay, write this table in intercept form. So basically, all we need to know how to do is write our recursive rule. So start with or start at a certain value, and add add that certain value. If we can look at that and do that, we can write this in intercept form. Okay. So if we're looking at this first table, all right, now don't look at this first value. Always look for where x is 0. In this case, it's right here is where x is 0, where my mouse is pointing. So when x is 0, y is 1. So that's going to be our start with value. So we start with 1, and we're going to be adding. In this case, the table is going down by -2 each time, so we're going to be adding -2. Okay, so we start with 1 and add -2. Okay, that transfers into intercept form. Y is equal to 1 is our first value. That's alone. Our start with value is alone. And then we're going to add a -2 times x. Okay, so our intercept form was a plus bx. This is our a value. This is our b value. So we've got y equals 1 plus -2 times x. That can also be written as y is equal to 1 minus 2x. Okay, either one of those would work. I would prefer the second one here just because it looks nicer. But if you write it like this first example, that's okay as well. All right, so if we look at the second example, we're starting at 7, so y is going to equal 7, and it goes up by 3.5 each time, so 3.5x. All right, fairly simple, hopefully. Going here, remember we're always looking for where y or x is 0. That's our start with value. Okay, now we could also graph these, and when we graph these, all right, we would point our plots through here. Okay, now we would start at -2, and it'd be at a +5, and then we look at -1 is at 3, and it's going down by 2 each time. You notice how this is the straight line still, everything's still the same there. This would be that first graph. Okay, we'll get to more plotting things in slope-intercept form later. That's just a quick little example there. Okay, now they'll also say, okay, write this line in intercept form. All right, so when we write lines in intercept form, we are looking for where it crosses the y-axis. That's that first value. Okay, the y-axis, it crosses here at a +6. So that's where we have our starting value. And if you look at it, this line is going down, so that means our slope here is going to be negative, and it goes down by 3/1 each time. 1, 2, 3/1. So that means it's going to be -3x. Okay. If it went down 3 and then over 2, that'd be 3/2x. Okay, we can write this as 3/1 if you want to write it that way. If not, you can just write it as whole numbers. That is totally up to you. Okay, so just to recap, we talked about this a little bit in the vocab. This is our y-intercept, and then this value here in front of the x is our slope. Okay. Here's the try on your own problem. Given the equation y equals 3 plus 2x, write it as a recursive routine. So that's start at blank and add blank. Then create a table for the x values of -1, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And then once you are done with that, please graph it onto the coordinate plane. If you have any other questions over this, make sure you're getting this done and taken care of, as well as your paragraph done in your notes. And as always, ask me questions in class. If you have any other questions, let me know, and have a good day.